Welcome to this video. My name is Eva. I'm a certified nutritionist and I'm originally from Germany, but I have the opportunity to live for some years or for some time in the Canary Islands. So I just want to give some benefits and some downsides of living in the Canary Islands. I think some years ago I already made a video about that, but I just want to give another or just show how my opinion has evolved. So first of all, some benefits. The biggest benefit that you can get on the Canary Islands is just the climate. For me personally, it's the best climate in the whole world because it's subtropical, so it's not humid, it's not too humid, but it's also not like you don't have a winter. So for example, the winter months in Germany are so cold and I personally don't like them. And in the Canary Islands, you have always between 20 degrees and 26 degrees, except for maybe January. January is a month where there's a lot of rain. But apart from that, you really have great weather. And that's so cool because you can do so many activities outside and it's just so much fun to go to the beach in December and go into the water in December, where you can do surfing. So it's really cool to have such a great climate because you can do so many activities in the winter time. And activities that you can do is you can do so many sports like surfing, you can go hiking, you can go with the bike. So that's really cool that you can, even though it's the winter and in Europe it's really cold and everyone is in like inside of the house, especially Germany, is more like it feels very extroverted. Like many people are on the street, on the beach, you play volleyball, is very outside, and that's something that I value so much. I love so much. Another great benefit that I really love is just that it's like an island, so you have access to the sea, and that's amazing because you can go swimming, and I love it so much. And also when you, for example, I think Tenerife is for me such a beautiful island. You go with the car and you can always see the sea and it's just very beautiful. So that's something that I really appreciate because in Germany where I'm from, I'm close to Munich. We don't have a sea, so it's just something very special. Another thing that I really like is the fruit and veggie quality. So I'm a person who eats obviously a lot of fresh fruit and veggies, and that's very important to me to have good quality. And I think in Germany the quality is not good. I think also if you buy organic fruit and veggies, it's still really quality in the winter time not really good. And in the Canary Islands you have really amazing fruit quality. So some fruit gets imported from Spain, but also some things grow on the island, such as avocado. You have bananas a lot, you have some mangoes. So it's nice because it's kind of local in a way. And I just really like it that it's not this huge mass production that you maybe have in Germany, but it's a little bit more local, and I really do value it. Also the lifestyle, it's quite relaxed, so I think for maybe some people who are just craving a lot more of a relaxed lifestyle, it's really amazing because you can go to the beach on the weekends, so it's more relaxed. Like if you compare it to, for example, Munich, people are really always in a hurry, and in the Canary Islands it's more relaxed. Another great benefit of the Canary Islands is that it's not so expensive as, for example, Barcelona or Mallorca or Madrid, so it's more cheap. And especially if you're from Northern Europe or from the US or Switzerland, where you gain a lot more money than, for example, other countries, you can really invest in the Canary Islands, or you can just afford great apartments. Because I think, okay, in Las Palmas the prices are rising drastically, but in other parts of the Canary Islands, you can really get good deals. And another thing that I really like about the Canary Islands is that it's not that far from Europe, and it's also part of Spain. So for Europeans, you don't need to any visa runs, you don't need to worry about visa, and that is such a big benefit. Like when I was traveling in Asia, I found it terrible. Like you have to leave the country just to re-enter the country because your visa runs out. You have to pay for a visa, and like it's so nice that in the Canary Islands you don't have to do it. Like when you're European, you can stay there for 6 months and don't need to stress about visa, and that's really amazing. And another great benefit of the Canary Islands is just the nature. You have so many different microclimates in the Canary Islands. Like you go with the car in maybe in 2 hours, you can go around the island, and you can, especially I think in Tenerife, you have a volcano. So you have a volcano, you have the kind of rainforest, you have beaches, you have in the south is more like desert. So it's really amazing that you have so many microclimates, which is fantastic. And another great benefit that I personally enjoy is that on the Canary Islands there are already some expats, so already some or many people from Europe, mostly Scandinavia, so Norway, Sweden, Germans, people from Switzerland, some people from the UK as well. And it's just really nice for me because I'm German to connect with German people. But also I think it's not that like you if you speak Spanish, if you love the Spanish or the Latin Canary Spanish culture, you can still connect with the people who live there. And so yeah, it's really cool that because for example when I was in Asia, I felt like it's so much like you have either the expats or you have the people who live there, and there was such a big gap. And I think at the Canary Islands it's a little bit more connected. Yeah, just something that I really like. So some of the downsides of living in the Canary Islands, first of all, obviously they're islands, so they're for some people they can get the island fever. So especially if you're maybe from a city like New York, Barcelona, Berlin, Munich, etc., and you go to the Canary Islands, after some time you can feel like it's too small. Like you can feel life is not happening in a way, even though there are activities, but it's not the same. Like for example, when you're in Berlin, there's every day you can do so many things, and in the Canary Islands you can also do so many things, but it's just maybe some big artists they don't go to the Canary Islands because they're too small and it's not worth it for them. So some things are limited, or if you have very special hobbies, maybe you cannot do them on the Canary Islands. So it's kind of small, it has a village vibe, and for some people they love it because it's more relaxed, and that's exactly what they need to get out of this workaholic mentality and go more into life quality mentality. But for some people it's just too small, and they say, hey, I cannot breathe because it's just so small. And also what I noticed, like it has a village vibe, and also the people from the Canary Islands, which are amazing, but many of them have also a little bit village vibe mentality, right? So this is the best, like the Canary Islands. I lived here all my life. It's the best place on earth, even though they have never traveled. So, but yeah, that's just a mentality that I find in the Canary Islands. But I mean, is it good or bad? It is what it is. But for some people, it can just feel too small, and after maybe 4 years, they feel like it's too small, and they just need to move back to a city. But for some people, it's exactly what they need to have like a slower pace of life. I think for me personally, I definitely had island fever, and my advice is to just go travel if you can. So really use the holidays that you have and go to Spain or go to Europe to to not get island fever, because it can be quite depressing if you have it. But I personally love the Canary slow pace of life, because I think I'm naturally a person, especially with my business. I can work all day and night, kind of. So I really appreciate if there's a slower pace of life. Other downsides is obviously, I think that's the biggest one, is just this job situation. Is to get jobs in the Canary Islands is difficult, and I think the difficult part of it is not like to really get a job. The difficult part is to get a job that pays well, because yeah, like if you compare it to Germany or Switzerland, Norway, the job salary is significantly lower. And so it feels like in Germany you have the mentality, for example, that you can save money. Maybe even if you have children, you want to give them generational wealth. And I think in Spain is really you live day by day. At least that's what I observed. That like you earn way less than in Germany, but you spend the same. So it's not like you don't really like it's less about investing and creating generational wealth for your children, and it's more about living day to day. But maybe not. It's just what I've observed and big yeah. But that's definitely a con, and some people have to, if they're for example from Switzerland and they earn really great money, they have to really think, should I go to the Canary Islands and get paid maybe a quarter of what I got paid in Switzerland. And yeah, so the job situation and the salary are really low. I think the best that you can do is to either save a lot of money if you live in Switzerland and then retire in the Canary Islands, or have your own business where you can have clients from Europe or USA. I think that's or freelance with clients from Europe, from like Switzerland or Germany, or Scandinavia, where you can charge more. That's, I think, a really good thing. And like other downsides is that I mean you don't have that much activity as if you have, for example, in Munich, Berlin, and also the architecture like it's just not the same. If you compare, like for example, if you walk in Prague, which is a city in Czech Republic, the architecture, and then you compare it to the Canary Islands, is, I would describe the Canary Islands as cute and small, because it's just not the same. But that's just something you have to keep in mind before you settle in the Canary Islands. That is not really about the architecture, it's really more about the nature and activities outside. Another like downsides of the Canary Island is that obviously they don't, like, they have Amazon or delivery service, but it takes so long. Like for example, in Germany you order something on Amazon and the next day, if you have Amazon Prime, you get it. And in the Canary Islands you order something and then you have to wait 3 weeks, and it's just a minor minor coincidence. And I think most things you can get in a store, like you have the same stores that you have, for example, in Northern Europe, you have there, but yeah, it's just a little bit far from Europe. And another downside is that obviously you have to fly to the Canary Islands from the mainland of Europe, or you have to take a ferry, but the ferry is, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, and I get seasick so easily, so I don't want to take the ferry. So it is a little bit, you cannot, for example, if I would live in the mainland of Spain, I could just go with the car or with the train from Germany, and then the Canary Islands you really either have to fly or you have to take that ferry. Other downsides is also you don't have much variety with the weather. So the weather is a really amazing pro in my opinion, because the winter is amazing. You have great climate in the winter time, but in the summertime it feels like nothing is moving. And especially if you're used to it from Germany, where you have so much variety, like you have 4 seasons, and like there's so much change. And then the Canary Islands, it feels a little bit everything stops, like the weather stops, and you can, like, some people get in a little bit of a rut or depression because they don't see things moving. It's not, where's the change, where's the seasons? So I think that's just a change that some people are struggling with. And yeah, it's just like, where's the variety? I think my advice on that is, if you can travel a little bit so that you can get some variety in, because yeah, it's just something different. And yeah, I think these were the pros and cons. I think obviously there is a lot more, but I just wanted to give you that short video. So if you think about going to the Canary Islands as holiday, I can so recommend it. The islands are so beautiful, and don't just stay the whole vacation in your hotel, really explore the islands. It's really great, especially the winter months are great. So from November until April are great. What else? Also something that because I've really fallen in love with the Canary Islands, especially Tenerife. That's where I hold the vision of hosting a retreat one day, and I will host a retreat before my 30th birthday. That's just something that I will do. So maybe earlier, hopefully earlier. So definitely stay tuned and check out if maybe you watch this video in a couple of years and I'm already hosting retreats, because I want to show people how amazing the islands are, how amazing the nature is, the amazing food quality, fruit and veggie quality, and I just want to share those islands kind of with people from maybe Northern Europe or USA who you want to explore those islands because they're so beautiful. So I will definitely host retreats. It's just I will do it. It's just yeah, so much effort, and but I will do it eventually. And also I have already a coaching program that is super amazing. It is about like improving your health and making shifts in your diet so that you can have more energy and more vitality. And I'm really excited to be sharing this coaching program with you. So if you're interested, definitely click the link in the comment section or the description box. It's really an amazing offer. It's one-on-one, so you can get really amazing quality of services from me, and I'm really excited for you to check it out. So hopefully see you in my coaching program, and if you go to the Canary Islands, have so much fun because I love them so much, and have a beautiful day. Much love and see you in my next video.